I want to go on from campus. Young people like a hard from campus. Come on, tell me what one. Campus connection, yeah, and that's a one now, yeah. Walk on from campus. How we are carry hard from campus. Come on, tell me what one. Campus connection, yeah, and that's a one. Hey, so make us on then listen, let me tell you this. Students, I will make we do this. Oh yes, we create this space just for you. Make we talk about you, make we talk about school, government and politics, sports, academics, anything that concern you. I don't know when love pass you. It's all about the gospel. So tell me what one from campus. Youths are going on from campus. Come on, tell me what one. Campus connection, yeah, and that's a one now, yeah. Hey, I walk one from campus. And we are carry lot from campus. Come on, tell me what one now. I walk one now, hey.
All right. Welcome each and every one of you to Campus Connection. Yet another episode, yet another week. We want to say good evening to you if you're listening on the Love FM website, the app. If you're listening on Radio Love 101.1357 or 9, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Jonathan. And unfortunately, I am by myself yet again this week. My co-host is unable to join this week, but she sent her love and she's looking forward to being back with us as soon as possible. We have a very interesting show packed and ready for you. It's basically a spin-off from last week's show. So last week we spoke to student leaders and we're asking the question, is it a case that student leaders or student leadership is important? What kind of role do they play within the school? But this week we're taking it a step further and we want to know about the clubs and societies. What kind of role do these type of organizations play within the education sector? So you want to go ahead right now and jump on to our Facebook or our YouTube page at Love 101 FM Jamaica, and you want to go ahead and share the link with a student, share the link with a past student, share the link with just about anybody, because this show is going to be one that is very impactful and you're going to learn a lot in the process, right? So we have education news and bulletin coming up as well. And at 5:40, we have a very special interview, a special honor roll guest. So normally, we'd interview students during our honor roll segment, but this week we're doing a little spin on that where we're interviewing a teacher, and that's all I'm going to say for now. Later on in the program you're going to learn more about this outstanding teacher making waves within the sector of education, so you want to stick around for that. Of course, we have I Chose Christ, You Should Too. And at about 5:55, we'll have our discussion about clubs and societies with some very special students who joined us or is about to join us for this week's show. I want you guys to go ahead and let us know what kind of clubs were you a part of, or what kind of clubs are you a part of while you were at school, or while you're in university. What kind of societies, what kind of organizations do you get involved in? Shoot us a comment, send us a WhatsApp message, 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125. And of course, you can talk to us via Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. We want to hear from you. Drop it in the comments. What kind of club or society, organization, school organization were you a part of whilst you're in school, or are you a part of now? Because you have key club, music club, drama club, environment club, photography club, robotics club. There are so many clubs that exist. Rotarac, you name it, right? There are a lot of clubs that are out there that are part of, and that can positively or negatively, and we're going to find out how these clubs can actually affect our students, whether it is in a positive or negative way. At this point in time, it's time for our education news and bulletin. So let's get right into it. Education news and bulletin for Tuesday, February 28th, here inside Campus Connection. Educational institutions are being admonished to appoint data protection officers to monitor compliance with the Data Protection Act 2020 and report non-conformity not resolved within reasonable time. Information Commissioner Celia Barkley, who made the call, noted that the appointment of the officers will not pardon the institutions of their duties under the Act, which provides for protection of the privacy and personal information of Jamaicans. By law, educational institutions are considered data controllers that handle and determine how individuals' personal information is used. Non-compliance could put them at risk of prosecution and liability for fines or imprisonment. She added that the entities must recognize their responsibilities as data controllers, which includes registering with the Office of the Information Commissioner (OIC) when the enlistment window opens. Schools have also been encouraged to become familiar with data privacy and how to deal with issues that may arise. Little Bay Primary and Infant School in Westmoreland and Old Harbor High School in St. Catherine are benefiting from the donation of two buses to the institutions. The vehicles have boosted the school's transportation arrangements and are already yielding positive outcomes as students' attendance at both schools has increased. The buses were provided by the government of Japan at a cost of $11 million dollars with grant funding support under the Japanese grassroots human security projects, benefiting approximately 1,500 students. Portfolio Minister Honorable Favour Williams praised the stakeholders collaborating on the engagement during a ceremony at the ministry on Tuesday, February 1. The plague of lottery scamming, which has been steadily destroying Western Jamaica since 2005, is now threatening to overturn the region's proud sporting traditions as many talented youngsters are leaving sports to embrace the illicit get rich quick scheme. Petersfield High School in Westmoreland, which is known as a track and field powerhouse under the expert guidance of Coach Marshall Woolery, will not be the same at this year's Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships, as several talented student athletes have traded their spikes for scamming. Woolery noted that the glamour associated with scamming is the main attraction to the youngsters, but he also believes the change in attitude towards Jamaican values and principles is the heart of the problem. Superintendent Adrian Hamilton, the police officer in charge of operations in Westmoreland, said that he will not be deterred and will continue the fight against the act of lottery scamming. And on our bulletin board this evening, St. Catherine High School is hosting its Health Fair 2023 under the theme Stepping In, Building a Healthier Tomorrow on Friday, March 17, 2023. There will be a devotional concert featuring ministry by Shamar Jackson, Daniel Dixon, David Sutton, John Mark Wigan, Ryan Testified Davis, St. Catherine High School dancers, and St. Catherine High School band. They will also be offering free doctor's visits, free HIV tests, and dental checks by Wellington Dental, only $3,000 children and $5,000 for adults. There will be displays by ISCF Jamaica, Passion and Purity, Jamaica Youth for Christ, Bureau of Gender Affairs, IGD, Proactive Lifestyle, and many more. Event admission is free. They will also be hosting ICF Week that will be celebrated from Sunday, March 12 to Saturday, March 18, 2023. The theme is Stepping In with Passion, Purity, and Purpose. And your reminder is the Students Christian Fellowship and the Scripture Union will be hosting a series of events. Is their National Student Rally, March 11, 2023. The theme is Step In, Engage in the Mission. On March 18 and April 11 as well, the Students Christian Fellowship and Scripture Union will host Time of Prayer. That's all the news we have for you today inside Education News and Bulletin. Wow, so many things happening on our campuses, especially that bit of information that we got concerning what is happening in the western side of Jamaica, particularly Petersfield High School, with the young men and young women athletes who are turning to lottery scamming. Boy, so many things that our teachers, our coaches have to deal with, and it's very frightening. Speaking of what our teachers have to deal with, we have with us a very, very, very special teacher with us, and she is our honor roll guest this evening. We're talking about Mrs. Gina Mullings, who is a Global Education Citizen Awardee for 2023 and the Lascaux TVET Teacher for the year 2022 to 2023. She's a graduate of the University of Technology Jamaica with a degree in Human Economics, upper second class honors, the Michael Teachers College with a diploma in um, secondary education, and the Coach Jamaica Limited Excellence in Teaching Home Economics. Dedicated investor in the human potential in every child. She is supported by her patient and loving husband, Dervin Mullings, and her four dynamic children, Maya, Liana, Anika, and Marquise, I believe that's pronounced. I'm not sure. But greetings, Mrs. Mullings. Thank you so much for joining us.
Greetings, Jonathan. Greetings, viewers and listeners. Thank you for having me.
Wow, wow. I am so elated to be able to speak with you this evening. Clearly, you are, how do I put this now? A cut above the rest, if you will. You know, based on the awards that you would have been able to achieve over the years of being a teacher. But other than teaching, can you give us, um, let us know who is Gina Mullings?
Gina Mullings is, as you said, a mother, a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very agile teacher. I tell my children all the
Mm.
time in class. The joke in my class is that I'm 100 years old, and they laugh at it uncontrollably. But I'm actually 50 years old in terms
Wow.
of age, but very agile in the mind. I pride myself in being adaptable, and I enjoy learning. I enjoy
Mm-hmm.
pouring into myself so that I'm able to give, because if you don't pour into yourself, you don't have anything to give, right? And so I
Yes,
consider
yes.
myself to be that kind of person. I think I'm patient, and I depend
Mm-hmm.
upon God to help me to maintain that life balance, because teaching can be very demanding. It is a
Yes.
profession, but it's a mission that takes a lot out of you as a person, as an educator.
A profession, but it's a mission. I believe that's
It
absolutely powerful. And you
it is.
mentioned patience just now, and we're coming out of the pandemic, which was a very difficult time, not just for teachers and students, but for the world at large. What was that like, maneuvering the online space and all of that during the pandemic?
Well, the truth is, when the pandemic struck, we all thought that it would be maybe out 2 weeks, a month tops is what
Mm-hmm.
we thought. And so when the PM made the announcement, most of us as teachers packed our bags. Teachers always have a lot of bags. And you have to have a
Yes.
bag for the scripts, a bag for the resources, your personal bag, your laptop bag. The bag list
Mm-hmm.
is endless. And so we took home resources that we thought would have lasted maybe 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and in our minds we would be back face to face, but it went on and on, 2 years plus, and we are still recovering
Mm-hmm.
from what we call the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was a
Mm-hmm.
very challenging time, but it was a most exciting time as well, because some of us as teachers, we were able to work magic during that time. The things
Mm-hmm.
that you could do online, we found it very difficult sometimes to do that kind of thing face to face. We were
Yes.
able to engage and community and students in a very impactful way. And I boast that my school, I talk about my school all the time, because we have a team of over 100, we have 128 teachers, if I'm correct. And we work very, very hard at my school, St. Catherine, and we were able to do wonders during COVID. It is that I am a mother, I am a wife, acting HOD. My current is on vacation leave. We were able to maintain the 100% passes that we have grown accustomed to over the decades for CSEC and for CAPE, because we were able to be agile, to be, innovative, and to just, what I call work miracles as teachers do day after day, online and face to face. It was a wonderful time, a very challenging time, but we were able to work wonders.
Awesome, awesome. We're speaking to Miss Gina Mullings, the last Cotivet teacher for the year 2022 to 2023. You want to stay with us as we go deeper in her story after this quick break.
Yo, babe, no juicy patty with it go feel be first date.
Yeah, remember you get the cheese patty, I'ma get the beef patty. I'ma never feel happy because you never double up my order.
Oh, for real? Then I say you feel we go double up a juicy patty now and get a deal. So when you vex, juicy patties are the remedy. So you just tell me.
Juicy patties are gonna work every time.
Double up and get a deal. Grab 2 juicy patty today. Juicy patty.
Serious Jamaican food.
Your taxes hold the
Let's
key.
get digital this tax season. File and pay your final income tax return for 2022 and estimated return for 2023 due on March 15 with tax support in so many ways. Start connecting with us through our web hub at jamaicatax.gov.jm, Customer Care Center 888 Tax Help, or Special Taxpayer Assistance Program. Tutorials available online. All income tax returns, including individual, must be filed online and on time by March 15. Tax Administration Jamaica, changing the way we do business.
Kingdom Culture presents The Well Encounter with Maverick City's Chandler Moore and Naomi Rain, Kevin Downswell, Carlene Davis, Rondell Positive, Rhoda Isabella. Tickets at SpurOpen.com/TWE22. Supermed Pharmacies, Sangster's Bookstore, 876-676-5953. Sponsored by Clear Sound, Caledonia Outdoor Advertising, Purity Chase Fund, Cleaner Communications Group, Race KFC. Part proceeds to Food for the Poor. The Well Encounter, Saturday, March 18th, Sabina Park, 6:30 p.m.
Okay, where are the campus eyes? Students are stuck up in a prize. On campus, how we are carry lot on campus. Come on, tell me what one. Campus connection, get another one. Hey,
Welcome back to our show, Campus Connection, here on the Family Station Love 101. Before the break, we were talking with the last Cotivet Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Gina Mullings, and we're going to continue the conversation with her. So, Mrs. Mullings, before the break, we were talking about the challenges that teachers would have faced during COVID, and all of that. But how long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching for 29 years. January coming will make 30
29
years.
years.
Oh, yes, 29
Wow.
years.
So next year, that's January 2024, you'll be celebrating 30 years of being in the classroom.
That's right.
Wow. So who inspired this 30-year journey of being a teacher?
It started with my father, my late
Mm-hmm.
father, who decided as a young teenager that, he couldn't leave it up to me to decide. At that time, we were very young and kind of giddy, not so certain what it is that you wanted to do. And so he took me to the Michael. And as
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time, placed me in the hands of then Principal Miss the late Ransford Shirley. And that's where the journey began. Over the
Mm-hmm.
years, of course, you have your mentors that you look to that help to guide the process along. And I tell people all the time that teaching is a very addictive, it's a very demanding taskmaster, but it's a very well. And you will find yourself saying, oh, I'm spending 2 years, 5 years, and before you
Mm-hmm.
know it, 1 year, 2 year turns into 30 years, and here we are today.
Wow. 30 years of being a teacher. And I'm sure you would have employed strategies to deal with the different generations, or the different kinds of students who would have passed through your hands? What are two strategies those share with probably a pre-trained teacher, a teacher who is currently at my core church's teachers college? What are two strategies that you can share with these upcoming teachers?
One of the first ones that I would share is the strategy of introspection. Yeah, as
Mm-hmm.
Jamaicans, we introspect a lot. We call it looking into ourselves. And we keep saying when we
Mm-hmm.
look into it, when we hold our meds, we have
Mm-hmm.
these terminologies. But introspection goes way beyond just looking into it. It ends with a positive change, right? And so it requires action. And one of the ways in which you can introspect is to align yourself with people who are like minded, who are positive thinkers. We call them accountability partners or critical
Mm.
friends. Jamaica people call it your party, your linky, right? So that
Yes.
that person who rubs iron with iron and you sharpen each other and you introspect and you make those changes necessary. As a young teacher, we made many mistakes. We deal with clients that are people, living beings, and children are not products like flour and rice in a wholesale on the shelf that you just
Mm-hmm.
process with. You have to
Yes.
you impact in a negative or a positive way. And so introspection that leads to that kind of positive change that helps you to become a better version of yourself every academic year is very, very important to keep you sharp and to keep you not feeling depressed as if you're not doing your best and you're not growing. Another very important is what I professional development, very important. If you don't have the kind of money to invest in maybe doing your master's or your doctorate initially, then
Yes.
there are those professional development courses that are free. Some of them you pay for them, but well worth the
Mm-hmm.
money, I think. And it helps to build your capacity as a teacher, as a person, as an educator, as a Christian minded person, so that you build yourself, you are better able to offer to the children and to offer to your colleagues, your family, and those with which you relate on a daily basis.
Yes. And on that note of family, because I recognize that you are big on family, I picked that up. How
Yes.
important is it to have your kind of family support, being a teacher for so long?
It's very, very important, and they have always been there for me, always sacrificed much for me and this
Mm-hmm.
mission that we call teaching.
Mm-hmm.
It came up very forcefully during COVID when we took the work home. Sometimes,
Yes.
during face to face, you carry home a little every now and then when it wasn't necessary to do so. But during COVID, the work came home, and that's when they saw what it is that mommy really does, what Gina Mullings does, what all their
Yes.
teachers do on a day-to-day basis. And it really meant that they had to support me in maybe more practical ways. Being there praying for you, encouraging you when you feel discouraged. Your children who are
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little more sharp in the technology than you are, helping you to boost your skills and just being there
Yes.
for you as an individual and as an educator. And so they are very, very important to me, my husband and my children, and my extension, my family, my extended family, and my church family as
Mm-hmm.
well. Could not do without them.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to give you a minute now to just big up as many people that you possibly can. Go ahead, take the floor.
Oh my God. A minute. Also, I'm bigging up my school community headed by my
Yes.
principal, Marlon Campbell. I'm bigging up the
Mm-hmm.
past principals, Joan Tyson Mills, late Miss Claudia Neal. I'm bigging up just to set, this Catherine High School family, my lead teacher family, my JTC mentorship family, my personal family at home, my students who make the miracle happen. It couldn't happen without them. And my church, the Spanish Town Seventh-day Adventist Church. If I've left anybody out, no offense, but everybody matters and they help to hold you up and to
Yes.
scaffold you as you go through this journey that we call teaching, that happens to be
Mhm.
maybe one of God's greatest. Jesus is the ultimate teacher.
Yes, yes, yes. Boy, Mrs. Mullings, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us this evening. Your story is absolutely inspiring. I can definitely tell that you are inspiring generations upon generations. Continue to do what you do, and all the very best for now and the future.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. And before I go, I cannot leave out my
Mhm.
mentors at JTC, Mr. Davion Leslie and Ms. Redra Bailey, and the entire JTC family for supporting, empowering, enabling, and just,
Mhm.
being teachers that are top notch.
Awesome, awesome. All right, thanks for making it Campus Connection. All the best. All right, that was Mrs. Gina Mullings, the last Tibet teacher for the year 2022 to 2023. Such a level-headed, passionate educator, and I'm sure you would have been inspired by her story of how she is on a mission, not just in teaching as a profession, but a mission. At this point in time, we are going to take a special shout out greeting right about now. Big shout out to Anesta and Jonathan. Yes, it is 1 year already. Tomorrow, March 1, 2023, will be 1 year since you guys came on together on Campus Connection for the first time. And we just want to say you are doing an awesome job. And we look forward to the awesome seasons that are coming up ahead for you both. Again, happy 1 year anniversary to both of you. God. Laughing because I did not know about this. But Jermaine, big up yourself, or awesome producer here inside Campus Connection. 1 year. Wow. 1 year of doing Campus Connection. And it has been an exciting journey, interacting with different persons from all over Jamaica, persons who are the thing, and it's really a pleasure to be able to do that. And special commendations to my co-host Anesta Summers in her absence. Boy, awesome, awesome stuff. Looking forward to 4 years doing this show as we grow from strength to strength, with the different guests that we have, the different comments that we get from listeners, viewers, and all of that. Absolutely amazing. And thanks to our hardworking team, because many of you see Anesta and myself here week in, week out, but we do have a team of persons who are literally championing the cause of this show, Campus Connection, the mission, as Mrs. Gina Mullings would have said. So that's absolutely amazing. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break and come right back with more Campus Connection.
Yeah.
Kingdom Culture presents The Well Encounter with Maverick City's Chandler Moore and Naomi Rain, Kevin Downswell, Carlene Davis, Rondell Positive, Rhoda Isabella. Tickets at SpurOpen.com/TWE22. Supermed Pharmacies, Sangster's Bookstore, 876-676-5953. Sponsored by Clear Sound Caledonia Outdoor Advertising, Purity Chase Fund, Cleaner Communications Group, Race KFC. Part proceeds to Food for the Poor. The Well Encounter, Saturday, March 18th. Sabina Park.
Summer special for low-budget individuals and taxi operators on Probox, 80 wagons, and ring roads. Free valuation and fitness. Quality vehicles at affordable prices. Be a proud owner. Find us at 22 Elspeth Avenue, adjacent the Domes on Ugly Park Road. Call 452-7474 or 570-8833. At Path Auto Imports, we go the distance.
How can you save? Saving can seem like a dream for many at the best of times. But here are a few ways you can kick off your saving journey. 1. Open a savings account at a regulated financial institution. 2. Develop a budget. 3. Track your spending.
This financial literacy tip was brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy.
Okay, where are the campus eyes?
Welcome back to Campus Connection. Clearly, it's the anniversary show that I did not know about. 1 year of Campus Connection. Big up Jesus and big up to you, our loyal listeners and viewers who tune into us every single Tuesday here on the family station Love 101. We really do appreciate you being a part of this awesome show, Campus Connection. And speaking about awesome, there's this feature that I absolutely love. I chose Christ. You should too. And we're going to have that right now. This one is by Nathaniel Campbell, the ISCF president of Calabar High School.
Everyone, my name is Nathaniel Campbell. I am a student of the Calabar High School, and today I basically want to give a testimony of what my life was before I knew Christ and what it is now. So, before I knew Christ, I was basically a kid not knowing exactly who God is, not knowing exactly what Christianity is all about. I was just going to church and, just regular church goers. But since I came to know Christ for myself, I am now able to, have a closer walk with Him, talk to Him, pray, and even evangelize I, as a ICF member at the Calabar High School. I have the responsibility of evangelizing, telling other students about Christ, and uh, helping them to find their way to God. So if you may be listening right now on radio or wherever, and you don't know Christ, now is the time to submit to Him. Give your life to Him. Don't wait until it's too late. I choose Christ. I choose to follow Him no matter what the circumstances. And I really do believe that you should too. God bless everyone.
Powerful word there from Nathaniel Campbell, ICF president at the Calabar High School. He's saying, do not wait until it's too late. Whilst you have the time, the energy, the life, you should go ahead and choose Christ, because He's our reason for living, He's our source of survival. So do the right thing. Just do the right thing, man. You won't regret it at all. Right. So it's now time for our Let's Talk About It segment. We're talking about clubs and societies in schools. Are they making a real difference? And we have some very interesting guests, awesome guests who are ready to be a part of this conversation. One, Jonathan Clark. He is a grade 10 student at the Waterford High School. He is an active member of the Integrity Club and also enjoys carpentry. We have Asha K. Drummond, grade 12 student at the St. Catherine High School. She's the president of the Emerging Global Leaders Jamaica Club. Javon Hyman, he's the head student at Woolmer's Boys and a member of the Investment Club. Davion Irwin, who is a grade 13 student at the St. Catherine High School, where he is the current head boy, active member of the Honor Roll Society. He's a president, the VP of the Heritage Club, and Emerging Leaders Jamaica Club, and he's a secretary in that particular club. Welcome, 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 one and all, to Campus Connection. Greetings.
Happy to be here. Hi.
Oh, okay. How wanna do? How wanna do?
Doing great.
Great, good so far.
Yeah, not too bad.
Awesome. All right. So let's get straight into the conversation. We want to know if clubs and societies in schools, if they're really making a difference, or is it just a status quo type of thing? Is it just oh, we have to do this, that's why we do it, type of thing? So let's start right here. Are clubs and societies important? That's the first thing I want to know. Ashake, we're going to start with you, then we're going to go to Dave, and then Jonathan.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. So I would like to say clubs and societies are very important within our school. Reason being is it helps students to get a sense of unity within one another and also helps them to work together in a sense. Also, being a part of a club and society, it helps to improve your character and your leadership development.
All right. Davion?
So, yes, clubs and societies are essential in schools. Clubs and societies offer students an opportunity to really explore their interests and hobbies while developing new skills. Clubs and societies provide students with a sense of belonging and community. Schools can be daunting at times, so joining a club or society um, helps you to find like-minded individuals who
Mm-hmm.
share similar interests and help to build new friendships.
Okay. Javon?
Yes, I agree with Ashake and Davion, I believe, so far. Yeah, clubs and societies, the main thing, the main benefit I'm seeing is exposure, right? Exposure to different opportunities and the ability to learn soft skills such as better public speaking, communication. I also think that a key thing with clubs and societies in high schools these
Yes.
days is that it provides a sort of lens into what the working world will be like in the future because you have the different executives. Everybody knows how they should be contributing. And yeah, it lets you know what it will be like to work with people. So it's extremely beneficial. Definitely not just for show.
Okay. Jonathan? All right. Seems as if he's difficulties there. All right. So we are all agreeing, based on what I'm hearing, that clubs and societies are important, right? But when we think about clubs and societies, are involved students more likely to succeed in the world of work? And when we say involved, we're talking about being involved in clubs and societies. So, you're a part of key club or emerging club or investment club. Are involved students more likely to succeed in the world of work? Ashake, what are your thoughts?
I would agree with it. I personally believe that if you're a part of a club, especially like an investment club, it teaches you how to invest wisely. It teaches you
Mm-hmm.
how to go to handle your money more properly. And
Mm-hmm.
clubs like emerging global leaders, it helps you to develop leadership skills and ability that you would need in a working world, and especially when put in that working space, you would already have the knowledge of being in the club, the certain roles that you should contribute to.
I see. But Javon, based on being an involved student, do you think that that kind of, you know, networking that you developed in, an investment club or a key club or an emerging leaders club, do you think that that type of networking helps with even finding a job?
Most definitely. In fact, I currently have a job as a teaching assistant now,
Mm.
right? Getting paid for it. And it never would have reached me if it wasn't for not just the networking but the skills I acquired in the clubs
All
because
right, so wait.
mhm.
You're not just going to jump over that. So you're saying that you are currently a teacher's assistant
Yeah,
or teaching assistant, and
assistant.
this opportunity would have presented itself because of the knowledge that you would have gained, the network that you would have formed by being a part of a club.
Yes, those two things. So I would have already
Mhm.
been a part of the peer tutor society where I would have been teaching my peers, helping them with work, and then pairing that with the network that I would have in a garden from the different clubs. It came together to land me a job while still in high school.
Awesome. Um, but based on that, staying with you, Javan, based on that, do you think that the clubs and societies being a part of these organizations, do they take away from the main purpose of being in school, and that's of course to gain an education, or would you say that they enhance the school experience?
It most definitely enhances the school experience. At least it should for everyone. It all depends on how the individuals approach it. The main thing
Yes.
is balance, inclusivity, knowing time and place, knowing that, okay, you're going to do this for the club, but when it's study time, right? So we have
Mhm.
some cases where students get too engulfed by one side, but like I said, the main thing is balance.
I see, I see. And Davian, going to you because you are, and let me get this right. You are a grade 13 student, and you are the current head boy, president of the Honorable Society, VP of Heritage Club, Emerging Global Leaders Jamaica Club secretary. So clearly, you have a lot on your plate. By just being head boy alone, I'm sure that's a lot to deal with. How do you manage being a part of all of these clubs, ensuring that you're staying on top of your schoolwork and all of that?
So one of the biggest challenges about being so involved is time management, balancing schoolwork, extracurricular activities, and other responsibilities. It can be a bit difficult at times. Persons sometimes face burnout where they feel exhausted and overwhelmed by the demands of their time and energy. So it is necessary to really put in place some necessary steps to prevent all of this so that you prioritize yourself and finding the right balance to manage all that you are involved in.
I see, I see. And Ashake, based on your experience, would you say that clubs and societies help to enhance even in your academics, specifically your academics? Maybe you learned something in a key club or in a music club or in a drama club. Do you think that you can literally enhance your schoolwork by being a part of clubs?
Yes, I do believe so. Reason being is in being a part of a club, you learn different things. For
Mm.
example, emerging global leaders, you learn how you learn how to do time management because that's one thing
Mm.
that we teach. And in learning time management, you learn that, as Davion said, each thing has a different time, and you have to learn to schedule it properly so that you don't overwork yourself or burn out. So yes, I do
Mhm.
believe that clubs and societies, they help enhance our school because with the time management that you learn in a club, it helps you to schedule subjects better so that you can get a better grade and understanding.
I see. I see. So you can literally leverage what you learn in your club or your society as relates to your schoolwork. I'm learning now that Jonathan is with us. Jonathan, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. So Jonathan, you are having you are, let me get this. You're a member of the Integrity Club. First of all, can you share with us what is the Integrity Club? What's that about?
So the integrity club,
Mhm.
like we are this club in the school that we try to bring more positive vibes in the school because a lot of negative energy is around the school. So we're trying to uplift the schoolwork, and trying to stand better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see, I see. And being a part of the Integrity Club, do you think that it has helped you from a personality stance? Like, are you seeing positive improvements in your personal development?
Yes, definitely because before I even joined the Integrity Club, I was a
Mhm.
very antisocial person. But
Mm.
being joining this club, and interacting with a lot of persons and getting to know a lot of things, I've also learned a lot of new skills and being around people just that I'm comfortable around us, make me feel happy, and
Yes.
that's one thing students should know about joining a club. Makes you feel
Mhm.
comfortable.
Okay, okay. Davian, not Davian, sorry, Javon. My apologies. You are the head boy of a all boys school, right?
Yeah.
I can just imagine how that must be, being the head student of such an institution, because oftentimes they say boys tend to be less interactive, less, outgoing as relates to certain activities and all of that. How do you encourage your fellow classmates, schoolmates to be more involved in school related activities?
Well, my fellow gentlemen, should I call them, or fellow brothers at Wilmer's Boys School, everyone understands that this is our future and that clubs are the key to
Mm,
taking in a grasp for our future. Even the investor society that we have now at Wilmer's Boys, it
yes.
wasn't created by a teacher. It was the gentlemen that came together and
Oh,
brought it into being, right? So they understand its importance, and I think that's why when it comes on to clubs, the gentlemen go to the clubs that they have a vested interest in, and then they ride it right through their time at Wilmer's Boys in a way where they can apply it even after they've left. For example, David Salmon, our mayor, who was just awarded the Rhodes Scholarship, he has been in debating society from first form straight to sixth form, and then when he
yes.
moves to UWI, he was a leading debater who even represented the university and the country internationally, right?
Hmm.
So that's how we're seeing it spread its roots.
Interesting, interesting. Based on that, do you see where the behaviors of the gentlemen, is there a drastic difference between a club member or somebody who's a part of a club, as opposed to somebody who has no interest in being a part of any clubs?
Yeah, there is. Whether we're talking about just clubs, societies, or even sports, there definitely
Yes.
is a difference in discipline. Um, Let me give a more drastic example. Let's look at tracks as a club or society, a sport in this case. It's all one and the same, right? The track and field individuals know that to maintain their spot on the tracks team, they have to keep their grades and their behavior up to a certain par, right? So let me give you a different example for volleyball. um, it's not just about going and playing the sport. You have to know a set rotation in order to be able to represent the school, in order to play in games. And understanding that rotation, it provides a level of discipline, because you can't learn that rotation when you're at the training session. You have to go home, get a grasp of it, study it, and having to sit down and study that rotation and to the discipline that they can then go and apply when studying for exams, right? So whether it's the sports or the clubs or societies, the gentlemen are learning discipline from all levels.
Okay, okay. Had a bit of technical difficulty from my end just now. We're going to take a quick break and come right back with more campus connection.
I want to go on bank campus. Young people like a hard bank
Do you
campus.
have a heart condition? Your care should be in the hands of our experienced cardiovascular team at Partners Interventional Center of Jamaica. We're one of the leading heart centers for angiogram, stenting, pacemakers, EP studies, and ablation therapy. PICJ has the expertise and latest technology to treat all your heart needs. Call 876-995-7425 or email info@pic-jm.com for appointments. PICJ, your partners for life.
For all your Honda Ridgeline parts in Kingston, call 326-7371 or 821-5232 now. We sell genuine shocks, power steering pumps, engine mount, fender liner, strut mount, front end parts, engine parts, electrical switches and sensors, and many, many more. Remember, we are your Honda Ridgeline parts dealer located in Kingston. Contact us now at 326-7371 or 821-5232 for more detail.
Okay, where are the campus heights?
All right, all right. Welcome back to Campus Connection. If you're just joining us, we're having a discussion about clubs and societies in our schools. Are they important or is it just a case where these clubs and societies are just for show? We're wrapping up the conversation nicely. And I want to ask one question from each of our guests this evening. So I want to know one thing that you would have learned from any other clubs that you're a part of that you think is a lifelong lesson. Ashake, we will start with you.
Okay, thank you. So one lesson I believe that I've learned in being a part of my clubs that I am currently in is self-confidence.
Mm.
2 years ago, grade seven HK would never be doing this.
Mm.
And because of being in the clubs that I'm in, especially, for example, student council is one of my many clubs that I'm in. Being a part of student council, it helped me to come out of my comfort zone more
Yes.
and to try new things and to meet new people and go into different fields of experiences. And I believe that is something that I can really say will be good for me in the long run.
Okay, so self-confidence. Davion?
I would say patience. I
Patience.
tend to be a bit demanding with myself. I know what I can do, but what and clubs have really taught me to be patient with myself, to understand that I might do something now, I might not get it perfect, but I should try again and not give up, pretty much.
Yes. Okay. Jonathan? All right. We see seems as if we have lost Jonathan again. Javon?
Yes, so for me, it would be two simple things: balance as well as quality over quantity, right? So I would have
Quality
learned
over
balance.
quantity.
Yeah, balance would have come about, based on knowing that it wouldn't just be about one thing. While you're in your club, you have to make sure that you're also balancing academic success as well as community
Yes.
service success, and if in a sports, that's success as well, right? And regarding quality over quantity, there was a point in my high school life that I was in so many clubs, right? And then it kind of diminished the impact or significance, I was able to contribute in each club, right? So
Mm-hmm.
then I realized that it's best that I, focus on a specific two or three than to, be a part of them all.
Okay, okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Clubs and societies, we have answered the question, I believe. Are they important? Yes, yes, they are. We thank our guests, Ashake Drummond, Davian Irwin, Jonathan Clark, and Javon Hyman for being with us here inside Campus Connection this evening. Ashake, just big up two people, just two, quick, quick, quick.
I'd like to pick up mommy and my St. Catherine High School family.
You see, you're smart enough. She's smart enough. She just said the family. All right, no problem. Davian, two people, quick.
Okay, my mom, my dad, St. Catherine High School family,
No,
the
don't Davian.
entire
You said
person.
no. Javon, please, two persons.
All right. I'll big up Miss Lawrence, Auntie Ruth at the Ministry of Education,
All
and
right.
Officer the Wilmer's Boys family. Sorry.
All right, cool, cool. All the very best for the future. You guys clearly have a bright future ahead of you, and I'm very excited to see what will take place. Thank you so much again. All right, all right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome young people who are doing the thing. Ashake Drummond, grade 12 student at the St. Catherine High School, is the president of the Emerging Global Leaders Jamaica Club. Jonathan Clark, who is a grade 10 student at the Waterford High School and an active member of the Integrity Club. Javon Hyman, head student at Woolmer's Boys School and a member of the Investment Club. And of course, Davian Irving, who is a grade 13 student at the St. Catherine High School, where is the current head boy and active member of the Honorable Society as the president, vice president of the Heritage Club, and the secretary for the Emerging Global Leaders Jamaica Club. Wow. Awesome young people who are doing the thing, and they are shining as bright as they possibly can. And let me pause right here to encourage a young person who is listening. Please, as much as possible, join a club, join a sport, join something, be a part of an extracurricular activity. It's so important for you to stretch yourself beyond academics, because there are so many things that you are unable to learn just within a classroom, right? When you join different clubs, you are opening your mind to a world that you would not have been able to tap into even in the classroom. So please join a club. And as the panelists, they said it earlier, networking is so important. Even leaving school, you have to make sure that you have a strong network. It's very competitive out there, so it's important that you build your network whilst you are in school. A lot of persons wait until they leave school to build a network, and then they realize that it may be too late to start there from scratch. So you have to, as much as possible, enable yourself to have a foot in even before you enter the world of work. Want to big up some persons online right now. Hazel Williams, Alma Scarlett, Lisa Smith, Tiffany Squire, um, Tashika Watson, Dermot Black, Wilson, Janelle Porter, Gina Mullings, who was on the program earlier, Rosalie Lindsay. Thank you so much for making it Campus Connection. We really and truly appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't say it enough. We are so grateful that you take the time out to listen to us every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. And just in case you have a neighbor, a friend, a grandmother, a nephew, a niece, a son, a daughter, send them the link, man. Let them know that every Tuesday 5:30, Jonathan and Anesta, we're here to provide a space for students on campuses for them to speak about their different experiences and all of that. And you want to look out for next week. We have something very interesting planned for you. You don't want to miss that. We want you to be a part of that. So put it in your calendar right now. Write it down in your calendar. Have to listen or watch Campus Connection next week. I'm not going to give you too much. Because I want you to be a part of it. I want you to get excited from now to be a part of that. Special thanks to my co-host Anessa Samuels in her absence. Want to thank our producer Jermaine Johnson, our programs manager Dr. Nadine Blair, technical support Timoy Butler, news support Latifa Reed, our guest Nathaniel Campbell. For I Chose Christ, You Should Too, and he was the ICF president of the Calabar High School. Want to thank Jonathan Clark from the Waterford High School, Ashake Drummond from the St. Catherine High School, Javon Hyman from the Wolmer's Boys School, Davian Irwin from the St. Catherine High School, and Mrs. Gina Mullings, the LASCO 2022 TVET Teacher of the Year. And to you, our wonderful guests, our listeners and viewers. I guess you can consider you guys as guests as well. Thank you so much for making the Campus Connection. We really do appreciate, I can't stress this enough, we appreciate you being a part of the show every single week. So remember, next week, something big, something interesting, something great will be coming at you. So you want to be a part of that. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Fletcher, and this has been Campus Connection on the Family Station, Love 101.